All right, today, pretty simple. We're following up on that 3.6 to 3.8 conversion over there. So that's the sleeve block, and we went with Mahle pistons. So hopefully I'm pronouncing that right because you guys love to correct that. So we're just talking about putting an oil ring on today because it's such a small ring package that it's very easy not to align it correctly and to make a mistake. So that's what we're going to go over. Because I already screwed one up. I mean, I didn't hurt anything, but this is our ring package from them. So here is your expander. Typical stuff. Got a blue mark on there so you can tell where the end is, the ends. I like to put the ends down. Other people like to put them with the ends up. Guess what? It's not going to make any power difference. You're not going to make that much more power. So we're trial assembling everything. Well, we don't have the rag I want right now. But for right now, rings are all brand new. Pistons are all brand new. So you'd expect everything to be clean. But you're going to notice that you're going to find guck like that on there. So you definitely need to wipe them down this time. So we're going to wipe them down. Then we'll use some acetone or lacquer thinner on the expander. And then we will put this together real quick and show you what can go wrong. So actually I can show you what can go wrong. This other piston from the rack. Let's see if I can find the right side here. Is that the blue side? Okay, this is the blue side. So you notice there's the blue right there. Let me get this zoomed in here. And you will notice that the ring, even though the ring fits in here real well, it feels like it's kind of right. It all sort of moves the way it's supposed to, but the ring is sitting down right there. That means that when it was put together, I did it the normal way, and the ring ends were butting. Whoops, come on. The ring ends were butting like this, and somehow they went like that or like this. They're probably like that right now, right? And it'll fit in the groove like that, and if it's like that in your engine instead of like this, it's going to create a problem. It's going to scuff. The expander's not going to work correctly in the engine. So let's find the end of the rail. This is the bottom rail. And this is how it actually went wrong. Okay, so you can see in there what happened. See? The ring was riding on top of the other rail, or on top of the other side of the expander. So there is a way to put the rings in and time these ends also, which is something you need to know. And the rails, these are known as the rails. They don't really, they can go up, down, left, right. There's not really orientation for the rails, as opposed to the other rings in the motor where there could be an orientation issue. So we're going to take this, pull it back up, and reset this. So we're going to drop it in there, drop it in there. Now I noticed, see how it wants to jump over it right there? What I know, because the ring groove is very deep for this piston, which is kind of interesting because most other manufacturers, the ring groove is not that deep. So if you don't have patience, engine building is not for you. So we're going to set it there in that corner, and we're just going to walk this around, try to keep our finger right there, keep it in place. Now here's what I did last time. I set the bottom ring first because usually they're not this small and I don't like dragging the ring across the lands here, but these are such low tension it's not even doing anything. So what happened before was I did the bottom ring first and it was set up like this. When I came over and did the top ring, that's when it messed up. So in this case, I'm actually going to go and install the oil rail, this is called the rail, from the bottom. And for some reason, the last two pistons, this was the first one, the last two, it liked this it liked going this way a little bit easier. I mean, look at how far the ring walks out. If you've ever put stuff like this together, you kind of know, like, wow, that's moving around a lot. I mean, look how floppy it is. Okay, so we're all the way in. There's our two gaps, right? Top, bottom. That's not where they should be, but at least they're set. And look at how it lines up now, right? We can see our expander gap is right there. That's where the two ends come and butt together, right? So usually most everybody sets the expander gap, this gap right here, over a pin boss, like directly over a pin boss. This is the pin boss, right? So the wrist pin goes in here, and then this part right here hooks to a connecting rod, like, hold on, hooks to a connecting rod and goes in there, and then the pin actually goes through, and then there's a couple circlips that hold all that together. If you don't know what a circlip is, it's a circular clip. Hold on. Let's give you a small basic engine 101. That's the pin. Let's reset this here. That's the wrist pin, okay? Or gredging pin. I don't know. English say gred. I don't know. It's like a gredge pin or gredian or gildian or something. We call it a wrist pin here. So I use EOS to assemble these. It's dry right now. These also need to be wiped off. So do the pin bores. The pistons have already been cleaned up. So this goes in here like this. You should be able to feel nothing, but maybe a thousandth, which is, you know, eyelash kind of clearance in here, especially with no oil. It'll get a little tighter with oil. And then the circlips or spiral locks, depending on what kind of engine it is, or snap ring, will go, let me set this where I'm not going to screw something up. We'll hold that in. Of course, this bag's not open. Hold on one second here. Kind of doing unboxing at the same time, right? So this is your typical little circlip, right? When this is inserted in this groove, right there, let's see, right there, this will sit in there, and then the pin can't come out, right? So there's one on each side. They want this to sit, you'll notice this has a little chamfer right here. They want it to sit right up against it without rising out of the groove. So this piston manufacturer gives you pretty, it's definitely an unboxing, pretty accurate instructions of what they want to see, right? There's the circlip, there's the wrist pin, basically. That's the cutaway you're looking at right there. So pretty simple stuff, but easily can screw up your whole day if you decide to do this in the future and, you know, you make a mistake on a piston ring, it's not going to go together the right way. Oh, also, there's a front and a back. So there's an arrow right there. Before I call the manufacturer tomorrow, well, I'll call them anyway. If somebody knows, are we considering the front of the motor the pulley side, right? Pulley side here. Or are we, you know, so is it going to go, is the arrow going to face this way? Or are we going to say, typical engineering term, everything is from the driver's seat of the car, in which case the front is that way and this arrow is then that way. Kind of need to know that because pins, wrist pins, have offsets in them. So we need to know where it goes in the motor. So, all right, that is Piston 101 for today. Basic stuff on, well, it's real basic stuff. So, all right, subscribe, stay tuned, questions, comments. What else do I got in here that's interesting today? We've got that 383 going together, so you guys can stay tuned for that. We've got a little, not a Polaris, it's actually a Z1 snowmobile engine that we're going to design pistons for. The 3.8 going together, like I said. The big QMP motor that's already rebuilt. What else? We are kind of running out of things in here. 400 small block we're getting close on. Little tiny roller cam motor, street car. So basic 406. It's nice. 10.2 to 1. Actual 10.2 to 1 with a flat top and a big chamber, semi-open Iron Eagle head. We talked about the mast last time. And then this is that 383. So that's it. So that's a 428 Super Cobra Jets back there that I got to do, and a 290 horse 283 that we just had the block broached. That is all that's going on in here other than the sock Hemi. So stay tuned. I got to do some wiring on some LS race cars and a few other things. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks.